Welcome back. Today, we will be doing a yoga flow incorporating standing strength, forward bends, and back bends. We learned these poses in a previous video where you can learn the correct postures and techniques and modifications for these poses. But today, we're just gonna flow and go with it and move our bodies and connect all of these poses together, more of like a traditional yoga class would be, but with the poses now that we learned in the last video. So hopefully practicing them right here in this yoga class, it will give you more confidence that you can get into some of these positions and build strength and endurance to be able to do so. So with that, let's take a seat. You can sit on your cushion or just crisscross on the floor or on a pillow. We're gonna start with a little bit of breathing here today before we start moving our bodies. Find a comfortable seat, roll your shoulder blades up towards your ears and then down your back. Maybe you roll out the neck. Do a little twist in the back. Maybe you take a big inhale here. And then exhale, sigh it out, just big release. One more time, inhale. Exhale to release. Breathing here, natural breath. All you're doing is allowing the breath to flow in and out through the nose. Allow the eyes to be heavy, soft, closed, whatever feels most comfortable in your body or where you're listening to this video or watching this video from. Allow the eyelids to feel heavy. Soften the tongue from the top of the palate. Maybe soften the jaw by separating the back of the molars. Stack your shoulder blades and shoulders all the way up over your hips. So we're in this one line, seated up from our sits bones. Breathe here. We'll be practicing a shamatha meditation, just like last time. For shamatha meditation, I'd like to invite you to bring your eyes to a soft close or gaze down below, again, based on where you are and what you're most comfortable with. And then allow your breath to flow in and out through the nose. Don't change anything about your breath. It's perfect as it is. Just let your breath flow. Breathing naturally, not rushed and not overly slow, just at whatever pace you're breathing. Begin to direct your awareness to your breath. What I mean by that is start thinking about your breath. It's as simple as that, right? Begin to notice your inhales and your exhales and acknowledge them or label them. Perhaps you say to yourself in your mind on your inhale, I am breathing in. And then on your exhale, I am breathing out. Breathing here, you can also say inhaling or exhaling or breath, breath, inhale, exhale, whatever you want. I'm just asking you to direct your mind to acknowledging your breath, exactly as simple as what it's doing, which is just breathing in and breathing out. Bring your acknowledgement and your awareness to the breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. few more times just like this. Give yourself a chance to come back to it. I know that to-do lists are overwhelming and everything is waiting for us on the other side of this video. Give yourself a chance to be successful and come back to your breath in your mind. Just a few more rounds here. You got this. Home stretch. Three more full rounds of breath here. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Beginning to let the mind soften. Let go of the labels on your inhales and exhales. Just let everything go. Perhaps you take a mental inventory of how your quality of thoughts and quality of mind is right now compared to before we acknowledged our breath. Just notice how you're feeling. Like if your mind was weather patterns, what were the weather patterns before you sat down and started breathing and acknowledging your breath? And what are the weather patterns after you acknowledge your breath? Let's come back to the space. Oh yeah, it's really nice to just use a little meditation or breathing technique. You don't have to spend a long time to get the benefits. So we just took about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes of time to do that breath meditation practice. And I feel noticeably better and different. I hope you also feel, if not better, the same. I don't want anyone to feel worse, right? But I hope you feel better. I feel better just from that amount of time. So if you can incorporate even just 2 minutes of mindful breath, if you can't do a whole 5 minutes, no problem. You can benefit from 2 minutes. That's just to show it's about longevity, consistency. It's not about time and duration. So whatever you can do, your body and your mind will thank you. But anyway, on to the next. So now we're going into our yoga flow with our poses from last week. So we're going to be doing sun salutations, standing strength poses, forward bends, and some of the backward bends that we discussed. We'll be doing it in a yoga class format. So I'm going to ask you to come onto your mat, stand up on your mat, and then do the class with me as the video is playing. So I'll be cueing you and guiding you through all of these poses, but the poses will be connected to breath and movement, which will be more in a traditional yoga vinyasa style flow. So if you need to pause or rewind, obviously, please do so. But otherwise, this video and this practice is meant to be done continuously through listening, and you can always look at the video if you need visual cues as well, but mainly with the audio cues, and then you can check your alignment with my video. But all that to say, let's get started. Come to the top of your space. Eyes are open and alert here. I'm awake now. Our meditation is over. I'm ready to move my body. Find a comfortable standing position, feet rooted into the earth. Micro bend in the knees so we're not locking out the knees. Roll the shoulder blades up towards the ears and then down the back. Arms down by the side, palms facing forward. Gaze is forward. I'm breathing here. This is mountain pose. Inhale, reach your hands up overhead, For upward salute, gaze is upward. Exhale, forward fold. Reach for the earth, let the head hang. Inhale, half lift. Palms to shins or thighs, flat back. Got a flat back here. Elbows are pulled back. My shoulders are pulled back. I'm not rounding forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips and gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, sweep it up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back. High plank. Lower down to the mat. Untuck the toes, bring the palms to the rib cage. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, fold 1 more time. Big inhale, baby cobra, heart lifts. Exhale, tuck the toes. Send the knees up through modified plank. Knees spread wide, big toes to touch. Hips towards the heels, walk the palms out. Forehead rests down. This is extended child's pose. Breathe here. 2 more full body breaths. Coming back to your body, walk the palms up towards the body. Meet me in a tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Baby cobra. Cow pose. I'm still thinking about that. Exhale, round through, cat pose. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. This time I want you to invite some movement into your cat-cow. So maybe you take it to the side, you swing it around, tuck the tail, whatever feels best for you. I want you to kind of just have some free movement here in a cat-cow position. Come back to center. Step the right foot in between the hands. Ankles under the knee. You can use your knee to come up. Half crescent lunge. Breathe here on the right side. Cartwheel your hands. Palms come to the mat. Untuck your back toes. Lift up through center. Step your right foot to the back of the space, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Lean into one side or the other. You can get a nice stretch down the IT band on the side of the body. See if your fingertips are spread wide here. Look up at your hands. Are your hands like that, like a paddle, or are they spread wide? I want them spread wide. Travel to the top of the space, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips and gaze. Exhale, swan dive, plant the hands, step back, high plank or modified plank to low. Inhale for that baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog here. Drop the knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, send the hips towards the heels, forehead roots down, child's pose. One more breath here. Walking the hands back towards the body. Meet me back in that tabletop. This time, left foot steps in between the hands. Give yourself some space, left foot in between the hands. Come up, half crescent lunge, left side. Breathe here. Shoulder blades roll down and back. Whew. One more breath here in this half crescent or low lunge. Cartwheel the hands, tuck the toes, step the right foot to meet the left. Now we're at the top of the space, forward fold. Take the feet hip width distance or more. Bring a big bend into the knees. So this is a great camera angle, honestly, to see the big bend in the knees, because I mean it when I say big bend. So I'm gonna basically bend my knees all the way. I'm planting my whole torso on my body, on my thighs, and then I'm letting my head hang here. This is ragdoll. It's a really nice thoracic spine release for my upper back. One more breath. This is ragdoll. Bringing the hands back towards the mat, straightening up through the legs, and then rolling up vertebra by vertebra on the back, coming up to the top of the space. Whew. We go slow because we were upside down. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back. High plank to low. Inhale, I'm going back to baby cobra, y'all. Heart lifts, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips high. Meeting me in downward facing dog. Pick up your right foot. So now we're in a three-legged dog. This is three-legged dog. Step the right foot in between the hands. Step the back foot up just a bit, and then inhale, heart lifts. So I got a 45-degree angle on the back foot. My right foot is square at the top of the space. My hips are square to the front, and this is warrior one. Meet me here, warrior one. One more breath. Excuse me. Cartwheel the hands. Step the left foot to meet the right, top of the space, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips engage. Exhale, bring the feet together, ankles together, legs together, hips square. We're going into chair. Sink the hips down and back. Lightly tuck the tailbone, engage your lower core here. So I want you to think about pulling in from the belly. It's active. This is my natural. See, you can see that's my natural, and then this is active version. Whew, okay. There we go. That's the active version where I'm actually pulling up from my core, elongating my spine. This is chair pose. One breath here. She's challenging. This is definitely strength. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it back, high plank or modified plank to low. Inhale for your baby cobra. Exhale, meet me in downward facing dog. All right, so we're here again. Left foot high to the sky, three-legged dog. Breathe here, stretch it out. No matter where your leg is in this plane, back here, it doesn't matter if it's not the same as mine. It's just about balancing on those three legs. Well, one leg and two arms, but you know what I'm saying. Step the left foot in between the hands. Right foot is supportive and 45 degrees towards the top of the corner. Woo! Bend in through that front knee. Arms up overhead, warrior one, left side. more breath here. Cartwheel the hands. Step the right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips and gaze. Exhale, palms to heart center. We're gonna step it out. Feet are gonna come on the long side of your mat now, pointed out, kind of towards the corners of your mat or space. Just diagonally pointed towards the corners of your space. We're going into a wide-legged forward fold. So soft bend to the knees, supported on all four corners of the feet. Begin to just allow yourself to fold forward. The tailbone is gonna stick itself up in the sky. That's a funny cue. Bring the hands to the earth. This is wide-legged forward fold. Hands come back to the hips. Micro bend still in the knees so I don't lock anything out. And then I keep a flat back, rise up to the top. That's how you get out of the wide-legged forward fold. Now get this right foot parallel at the back of the space. Left foot is gonna be open at the top of the space. Hips are open towards the side. My shoulders are down and back, arms extended. This is warrior two. Breathing here, find a gaze over the middle finger. Allow the breath to flow. So traditionally it's about a heel to arch alignment, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, traditionally that's what it is, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, we get it. Okay, this is warrior two. Straighten through that front leg. We're still stable. Lean forward. Drop the left hand to the inside of the left calf. Right hand goes high to the sky. This is triangle pose. So I'm still pulling in from the midsection, balancing here. This is a lot of core stability and strength. One more breath, triangle pose. On your next exhale, bring it up. Bring the hands back down to the hips. We're gonna step that back foot up. Now we're coming more into hip alignment with the hip square at the top of the space. Micro bend in the knees. Gently begin to allow yourself to fold forward for pyramid pose. This feels really good on my left hamstring and on my lower back. This right leg is just supporting. We're breathing here, head is hanging, pyramid pose, left side. One more breath. Bring the hands back to the hips. We're gonna come out of this just the same way that we came out of that wide-legged forward fold. Stable through the back of the knees, flat back, pull up through the core, and gently begin to lift yourself up back to center. Let's take it to the top of the space, walk it out. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come to the tippy toes, roll out the feet, the ankles, try to grip the earth with your feet. Try to get the heels closer to the earth, so maybe you make your triangle a little bit smaller, maybe you make it a little bit wider. Maybe you're here. That's all right, it's all good. Coming back down to your normal downward facing dog now that we played around in that. Left foot high to the sky. Bend and open that knee, do a couple knee circles here. Send it back out, plant it down. Right foot high to the sky. Bend and open, knee circles. Opposite direction. Send it back out. Right foot comes in between the hands, Pivot on that back foot, rise up, warrior two. So my hips are now open. You can't see me because I'm the opposite direction, but my hips are open to the side. My right foot toes are pointed straight forward. Left foot, although this is a good angle to see the back actually, what it would look like. And you can see that oh wow, cool, okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. This is warrior two. One more breath here, warrior two on the right side. Whew. Straighten through that leg. Reach for the front of your space. Right foot comes to the inside of that right foot, right calf. Left hand goes high to the sky, triangle pose. Perhaps you have a block here. This is a pretty intense one. You can use a block for support. This is triangle pose. Rising back up, bringing the hands to the hips. We took a little step up, and we got into pyramid pose. So right foot square to the top of the space, hips are still square to the top, are now square to the top of the space. Micro bend in that back knee. Pull the belly up and in, try to keep a flat back, and then gently fold forward. Reaching down, forward fold. This is pyramid pose on the right side. Hamstring, glute, lower back. One more breath in this pyramid pose. Bring the hands to the hips just like we got out of it. We keep a flat back, gently rise up to the top. Step the left foot to meet the right, top of the space, roll the shoulder blades up and back, feet are hip width distance apart, chest is open and proud, palms facing up, forward, mountain pose. Take 2 breaths here. Nice. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips and gaze. Exhale, palms to heart center. We're gonna step back open to the side of our mat once again. Toes are gonna point out. Heels might be a little closer to the hips this time than compared to the forward fold. Squat through those knees, be supported, pull up through the belly. This is goddess pose. Goddess pose. The most attractive pose one could do on camera. So this is goddess pose. So no matter where you are, you could be here. This is great. Also, if you're doing it from a seat, you can get in goddess pose here. So try it out. Let's all be vulnerable together. Okay, so here's goddess pose. But there's different variations. You don't have to go all the way. Cartwheel the hands, pivot up to the front. Right foot meets the left top of the space. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, heart lift, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute, fingertips and gaze. Exhale, palms to heart center. We're at the halfway point of our class. Perfect timing for a tree pose. So you're gonna stay facing the top of your space. I'm just moving this way to demonstrate for you. Tree pose, left foot, root through it. Right foot comes up next to the ankle or the calf. And can you see the difference of me letting my hip go versus pulling my hip up versus the thigh? Whew, we'll see how I'm doing today. It's always a surprise, you know? Okay, meet me in tree pose, whichever one works for you. So it could be up here, could be on the calf, it could also be on the ground. Knee is open to the side, left foot is rooted. Breathe here, palms to heart center, take 1 big inhale. And then exhale, sigh it out. 1 more breath. And then let's step it out. Walk it out, maybe you do a little toe tap, pop the toesies, whatever you gotta do. And then come back to center. Let's try it on the other side. Right foot roots. The left foot is up at the at the ankle. So the arch is into my ankle. And then look, here's my hips just being relaxed and chill. Here's my hips pulled up. And then you can also notice a difference in your sides versus the other. So I definitely do. So that's me leaning into my hip. This is me pulling my hip up. Here's my foot on my ankle. Then this is it on the calf. And then on the thigh. Whichever one you choose to take. Meet me in your version of tree pose on the right leg. Take a big breath here. Woo! It's okay if you fall out. Let's try to come back. Yeah, see, it's okay to fall out. It's more about coming back. One more time. Release the left leg down, walk it out. Pop the toes, whatever you gotta do. Let's come back up to the space. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Toes are pointed off the mat. And then I want you to begin to squat down into a yogi squat. This is yogi squat. My knees are on the inside of my thighs. If you're a runner, or a lot of people don't like this pose. So yogi squat is very challenging. Your hips have to be flexible or willing to be flexible. This is a challenging pose, so I don't expect you to get it. But just try it, yogi squat, and then release the hands. Yay, boat pose, just kidding. Okay, extend the legs in front, pull the blessings out of the way. Inhale, arms lift up overhead. And then exhale, reach for the ankles, the feet, the calves, the thighs, whatever you can do. Just give me a little stretch here. And then walk the hands back up towards the body. Palms are gonna press into the thighs, shoulder blades roll down and back. My elbows are pulling into my side. They're not just relaxed out to my side or rolling forward. They're actually pulling back, similar to how they are in all those cobra poses. So my hands are on my thighs, pulling back. This is staff pose. Breathe here. Try to get those hips to turn off. We're just trying to use our seat, our core, everything equally, not the hips doing all the work. One more breath here in staff pose. Nice. We're gonna bring the feet to the mat. Come lie down on your back. Yay, one of our favorites, right? Who doesn't like to be down? Anyway. Okay, so heels are underneath my knees. You can see them there. They're also hip width distance apart. They're not super wide, and they're also not like on a tightrope. So hip width distance apart, and then scoot them a little closer to the body than you would expect. Heels underneath the knees, and then nestle the shoulder blades underneath the chest and heart here. Inhale, lift the hips towards the sky, squeeze the glutes here. Try to keep this all in one line. It's not like this, where you're dumping your chest into your face. It's also not like this, where you're like allowing the booty to hang and the chest is up and the back is off. It's just actually a little bit, it's lighter. So you can use those shoulders to nestle underneath. I just want you to have this whole, like a barrel, just this one little barrel of your body here, whatever shape or form that might be for you. And then lightly pull in between the knees, bridge pose. 2 breaths here. One more breath. And then gently lower down to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest, rock and roll side to side. Feels good on the back to massage it. And then come back to center. Begin to rock and roll topward to backward, top to bottom, whatever you want to say. Rocking and rolling. It's like a massage on your back. Also kind of fun. Or not, that's okay too. And then come up. We're gonna take it around, take those knees around town. Meet me in hands and knees. Lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Arms extend behind you, palms facing up. Locust pose. Inhale, heart lifts, feet lift, arms lift, chest lifts, legs lifts. Try to pull it in tight. Breathing here, this is locust pose. One more full body breath. Exhale, release it down. Take an ear. Whew. I wish I had a heart rate monitor on the screen so you could see what my heart rate gets up to, because locust pose does invite a little cardio into the practice. So let's come back to center. Let's try it again. Chin is planted on the mat. Inhale, heart lifts, chest lifts, legs lift. Everything's up off of the mat. It's a lot of work in the back. It's a lot of work in the glutes. Breathe here, locust pose. I can feel my hamstrings. Oh my gosh. 2 more breaths. It's okay if your locust is here. It's okay if your locust is just the arms. We're working towards this full expression, so you can be here. This is fine. 2 more breaths right here. You got this. 1 more breath. Releasing it down. Yeah, see, me talking and doing it, it's wild. Bring the hands underneath the body, tuck the toes, send the hips up. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Let's bring the right foot in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot, rise up, warrior 2. Hips are open, parallel back foot. Breathe here, warrior 2. Right forearm, right thigh. This is called extended side angle. The left hand goes high to the sky. Extended side angle. Coming back up through center. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, up and over. Left hand comes down to the thigh or even around the back. It's okay if you're not there yet, just touch the left thigh. 1 more breath. This is a great opener for the side body. Whew. On your next exhale, cartwheel it back into warrior 2. Send the hands down to the mat. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Let's take it to the other side. Left foot is going to come in between the hands. Pivot on that back foot, rise up, warrior 2. This is how we can speed it up. Warrior 2. Left foot at the top of the space, hips open to the right side of my space. Parallel back foot, warrior 2. Left hand, left thigh, right hand high to the sky. I'm trying to keep my body as if I'm up against a wall, extended side angle. Extended side angle. Using the core here to lift myself back up into that warrior 2, and then flip the front palm, send it up and over, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes to the thigh or around. Left hand is up overhead. I'm gazing towards that hand or trying to. Side body's open on the left side. 1 more breath. Reverse your warrior. On your next exhale, come back to center. Cartwheel the hands. Step your right foot to meet your left, top of the space, forward fold. Two breaths here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward salute. Exhale, palms to heart center. I'd like to invite you to come down to the mat. We're going to take a Shavasana. So Shavasana is the final resting pose at the end of a yoga class, typically. They say that it's the time that the yoga practice integrates into your body. So the strength, the weaknesses, the losses, the gains, the failures, the successes. When we come down to the mat for our final resting pose in Shavasana, we just soak it all in here in this very moment, extending the legs out long. Nestle the shoulder blades underneath the heart to prop up the chest just a bit. You can have your arms down by your side, palm facing up, or that's a little bit more airy and open. You can also have like your hands on your hips right here to be more grounded, to be more secure and stable within yourself, to have a connection to your heart space and your breath. You can have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, or just let it all go. Take up space here. I do like to take up quite a bit of space. This is our final resting pose, Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. I like to call it yogi adult nap time, because that real world, it ain't no joke. And this is not enough. I'm just gonna say that. This one Shavasana, it's always never enough, but let's breathe here and be in stillness for just a few moments together, allowing your breath to flow, and then I'll guide you out of the stillness. So we're still going to come back to the space and close. So just take a moment to allow yourself to settle in, reclined or laying on your mat on the earth if you can, being supported here, and then allow your eyes to close or be soft if that feels good in your body today. And then find your breath, just like we began with the inhales and exhales. I'd like to invite you to notice your breath once again. Or if noticing your breath feels like too much work, like it does for me, just allow your mind to be soft. That's what we're looking for. But if you feel your mind wandering or thinking about how long are we going to be down here, when is this going to be over, I'm ready to get this done, just know it's over soon. And if that's what you're thinking, then definitely think about your breath and acknowledge your breath. It's okay if that's you, by the way. Just take a few more breaths here. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. No sudden movements, just a redirection of the mind back to the container on the mat. Wiggle your toes, your fingertips, roll out your wrist, your ankle. Maybe you shake your head. Yes and no, side to side, and then inhale, stretch it out long. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest, roll over onto your favorite side or to whatever side's convenient for you for a fetal position. Try to hold yourself here for just a few moments. In yoga, we use this fetal position to symbolize our opportunity to come back into the world. Almost like a rebirth, if you will, because this is how we were born into the world from our mother's wombs as a baby human. And every time we come to our yoga mat and we complete a yoga practice and we get to a final resting pose, to a Shavasana, and we soak it all in, let it all go, we come to this fetal position to
symbolize our opportunity to begin again and to increase our compassion to ourselves. Allow ourselves a chance to try again. Perhaps you bring a sense of gratitude for yourself here for taking a chance on doing yoga class. Who knew that it would be so fun? Or is that just me? Just kidding. Anyway, bring a sense of gratitude to yourself for trying something new, for trying yoga, maybe anything else, any other wins that you've had this week. And then whenever you're ready, gently press yourself up off of the mat. Meet me in a cross-legged position if you can. Bring your palms to heart center. We'll take a big inhale here. And then exhale, side out. Big inhale. And exhale. This one is a blessing, a prayer from me to you. Thank you for trusting me to guide you through this yoga practice today in gratitude. We are all one.